Right, I've just undone this from the packet. It's 500 width by 2 meters length. Okay, and I've managed to cut a piece there, look, and then I slit that bit there so that kind of fits there. So we're about 1 inch up there, and we're not far away from the bottom there. Doesn't need to go all the way, it's sort of just like a sound deadening kind of thing. There's 2 pins, there's 2 metal protrusions from the number plate screws. So what I need to do now is peel off the sticky backing whilst it's in there. Incidentally, let's do the sticky bit first, because I've rummaged around trying to find some zip ties or tie wraps, and I found 2 of these in my drawer, and I reckon there used to be some there which held those like that, so that's going to be really good. I can actually clip that over the stuck part and tidy that up with the right kind of fittings. Right, let me do this. I do need 2 hands because I ain't no magician. Right, that's now in place. I'm glad I did those 2, because when you peel the backing off, I did actually take it back out, peeled the backing off. I thought, right, you got 1 shot to get this, and that's it. But as long as you get these 2 pins back on as a guide, everything else just fell into place. It's really good. I like that. And those clips, they're fine. I'm going to leave the tails on them because they're ones that you can release to do that. Anyway, so let's sticketh boardeth, inneth dooreth. So I've got me washed. Yes, I've even washed the clips. I know I'm a little bit sad like that, aren't I? But there we are, it's just me. Let's put that one in there first. Oops, wrong one. Stupid boy. Let's put that in there first. Right, that's one. Something quite therapeutic about snapping them back in. Alright, isn't it? There, all done. You don't have to see me put all them in there, but there are an awful lot of these thingies. Is that light working? Yeah, it is. I think there's a lot of those. Right, I'm going to do the one behind me now, so we can get that all nipped up. And I'll put some panels on here, and I can whack that panel up in there, which is that one there. Coming on, isn't it? I like the putting back together, because I've spent literally minutes cleaning everything. Literally, I mean hours, days. I literally brought the van back here after I picked it up and started taking it apart, because until you go through your own vehicle, you don't know what's what, do you? You don't know where the rust is, if there's any rust. You don't know what's loose, what's tightened, what's been put on incorrectly, or what's been modified. There's so many things. I mean, the high level brake light didn't work because the cable was snapped. So I don't know. I mean, it's an MOT failure, but it's got an MOT till February next year. Don't know. And it was just cut. It was like a cut piece of cable. It was that earth cable, funnily enough, which went up to the top there. So I've replaced that. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much oil in it because most of it had spat out of the engine. There was literally no water in it, so got my work cut out under the bonnet. I really have, but I'm so looking forward to that, because now I know the bodywork's sound-ish without getting underneath it. It's worth doing, isn't it? So, you know, at the end of the day, at the end of my input, my hard input, I should have a good workhorse that can take us on holiday up to that Bonnie, Scotland, and we can have our mobility scooters. I've got to sit down. Our mobility scooters in here with ease. That's the whole reason why we bought the van. Right, I need to go and get a brew or something, or have something to eat. I'm getting shaky. Whoa, Julie. Answers on a postcard. Have I done in there? I've just found a piece that an area that I've missed. I've scraped that out and I've cleaned and hoovered it out, but I haven't put the preparation H in there. the rust converter. I must do that now before that board goes back on. Right, catch you in a bit, guys. Okay, we have some rusty treatment down there. Goes all the way along. So, and now I've cut that piece in there. What I did on the other door, wasn't it? I put the silver here. Well, that's not insulating anything, is it? So I've cut that shape out and I've put it round back and underneath where it should go. So I need to take that one back off and do the same here. Again, there, look, I've chopped that rectangle out and I've put it back in up above there. When was the last time you looked at the back of a Transit Connect rear door? Yeah, so there we go. This is really good stuff. It's the stickiest thing I've ever seen. You can't remove that. That's all stuck to hold the cableage in place for the central locking. So I've literally had to cut a rectangle. I cut it in half initially. Put the bottom half on. That was easy enough. Top part was a little bit of a sausage, but it's all in there and it's great, isn't it? So I can now whack that panel back on and do the top pieces. Then I can do the floor, put the floor in, do the walls, put the walls in. You know what I mean, those plates. Panels. Oh, I need food. I need food. Actually, I need bed. I might wrap that up here and then I might be tomorrow in a minute. Okay. Right. See you in a bit. Beep. Good morning, kids. How you doing? I got me boo. What size is this mug? It's a proper mug, this one. Holds 2 cups of coffee or tea. This is Yorkshire tea, lad. Right, today, finally, I should be able to get on with the bumper. With the rear bumper. The bumper's been cut. It's had a bit cut out for this. To go over this piece. I don't know yet if I need to cut a notch so to go over there, but I want to get that wiring done really in situ before I attempt to put the bumper on. Now, that little bracket thing that was here, that was sort of down here, I think that was down there for a reason, wasn't it? So it's out the way of the actual bumper itself. So, yeah, I'm going to see where that goes really. That needs taping up, or not taping up, zip tying up to the underside there. I might see if I can get some more of those snap-in zip tie wrap things that snap into the bodywork, like in the holes. 2 or 3 along there. Just keep it off that exhaust pipe. That's not what we want, is it? Really melting through. Not that it'll get that hot back there, but it will generate some heat. Okay, tiny little bit of play. Now, plate, need to wind these down a bit. Actually, need to wind them up one at a time, put copper grease on, and then wind them back in. The last couple of clips, you saw me putting insulation into these panels. As such, I have got some sound deadening panels coming. Hopefully, they'll be here this side of Christmas, and I'll be able to remove these screws and put them in. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, get the bumper out here, and see if I need to do something with that electronic part, the plug sockets. Yeah, cheers Andy. Again, yeah, suggesting wax oil. That's a good shout. Actually, to cover the back of this bumper with. I've gone over it. I think that's called graphite primer. Now, I'm not sure what graphite primer is, but I need to put something on these studs, because where I've wound my dies, my 10mm die down that thread to clean all that bloody paint out, it's exposed all that bare metal, hasn't it? That's just going to rust within fucking days, isn't it, really? So, well, I need to protect that with something. Right, first I offered it up, and the first issue I had was these holes didn't line up exactly. So I got Peter out, old Peter file, the round one, round tip scissors, and I very gently just elongated that hole that way, and I just cleared the bottom part of the steel away from the left hand side bottom, because those obviously weren't lining up. Ford quality, what can you say? So now when we go to offer it up, like so, let's offer that one in, yep, and that one in, yep, and there she goes. Sits in there very nicely. There's the toe-in eye socket. That all looks good. And there's the cut around my tow bar. It's not bad, is it? And the best part, the electrics miss. Yep, that is spotty dog, isn't it? Okay, so I need to do lots of prep work. I've got to sort those two holes out, sort the threads out, just basically covering up the bare metal, isn't it? So, well, you can't beat a good brew, can you? Ask Guy Martin, he'll tell you. Yeah, I've actually got a little strip of like carbon effect, just protectant, sticky black stuff like tape, like there is over the front bonnet, over the bonnet front, the nose of it. Might even just, well, I've got to take this off again to copper slip it and all the rest of it. I want to try and loosen this off to actually get to the mechanism to drop the wheel down, just to have a look at it. I know the tyre's shit, but whilst all that gubbins is off, this little clippy bit there's out the way, perhaps I might just run, just to give this surface a little bit of an edge, a little bit of protection. Otherwise I'm going to be forever fanning around trying not to scuff anything onto there. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Right, let me crack on then. Interesting start to the day. Watch someone fuck it up. Excuse the language. What was I saying earlier about things being bargains? If you look a little closer, they're not actually bargains. Well, this bumper set was a bargain for a reason, and that is, it's a blighter to get the end cap on. Oh, I'm so glad I'm trying to get this cover cap on off the car, because you need to get to the back of the bumper to try and jimmy these stupid clips in. And if you notice, that is actually almost perfectly straight line, whereas the bumper is curved, so you're trying to bend this longitudinal thingy of it. You're trying to bend it that way. So I am going to need heat from the heat gun, an awful lot of and a lot of patience, and possibly a bit of duct tape across here so no rude words slip out. And instantaneously, graphene anti-corrosion primer I use, specifically formulated to possess excellent resistance to corrosion. Fast drying formula suitable for use on conventional metal surfaces. Most synthetic paints and surface coatings as well as rigid plastics. Compatible with the latest generation of water-based refinishing paints as well as traditional solvent-based paints, so shouldn't get any speckling or crackling or any of that nonsense. Anyway, I've gone over the whole of the back of the bumper with that, and I've properly saturated the seams. Yeah, you can see I've got a bit of a run going on there and there and there, but I properly saturated the whole thing. I know it's not brilliant, but neither am I. So, right. Isn't it weird, isn't it? When you need the sun, you need the heat and warmth, it's not here. And when you don't, it's there. But look, you can see how misshapen. See that plastic? That's what you get for your buck. So either that needs a little bit of whittling or heating to put them in. I've managed to get this one in, as you can see, it's a bit beaten by doing various bits and pieces to it and using the old, look at that old boy, look. You don't find them in Halfords, do you? So Jimmy in sort of this side trying to hook it through, taking paint off again, so I need to redo that. But once you get it closed and in through that hole, it doesn't want to open up again. So I've had to do that and twist it. I think I need to make up some little wooden wedges to tap in there to open those two teeth up, if you like, to clamp the other side of that hole. And then you've got to do that 4 times. This end and the other end, you can see these two are covered up by that strengthening plate. See it? And when I just tried to get that in, see this trough on the top here, the one that catches all the water and rusts the whole thing out, with these little mounted on brackets, there's 4 of them, they fix to the holes. So you put a little grub screw up underneath just to nip this down. Well, that just fell off. It just fell off. You can't buy these anymore. Oh, that's just gone back on. Oh, that's good then. So I need some super glue, don't I, for that? Some of that super bonding stuff that I use. You do get what you pay for, guys and girls, don't you? Really, and there is no shortcut. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't, like I say, you can't get these anymore. So you have to make do with patent parts that kind of try to do. Admittedly, I've done patent parts before, and you can kind of get them looking sort of stock factory, but it takes an awful lot of fettling, doesn't it? But that's where it all comes together. Right, I've done a cup so far. This is the other half a cup of the second cup, if you know what I mean. It takes 2 cups. Right, so yeah, graphene anti-corrosion primer. It's got that hexagonal type sort of compoundy type structure to it, apparently. I don't know what that means. Way above my head. But it goes on really well, really well, and it's dry within 10 seconds, almost, nearly. All I can say about this is I really can't wait to get the end caps to fit. They're going to be fun, aren't they? Yes, easy. Right. Zip ties to get that cable up. Get that wiring fixed and done out of the way. Now I know that it's clear of the bumper. Somehow heat gun that so it's all the same temperature. So it will all bend uniformly and all fit in the 4 holes that you can only get to 2 of. And then open them up with little sort of wooden wedges at the back. Yeah, simple. That's it. I think my bed's calling me. Yes, it is. And I'm in agony now, but on my knees. I shouldn't. When I get down, it takes me a time to get back up again. That's the beauty of autoimmune stuff. bullshine, I say. I do apologise for my little rant yesterday. It involved that clip where I said I'm absolutely... Well, the thing was with that, I wasn't intending to put that in, but what I uploaded it all to my laptop and then uploaded it all into a file. I didn't really check through. I just checked sort of to link each one, like a backdoor bit, installation, to make sure that the start of the next clip is backdoor installation bit. I didn't sort of go right through the video, so until I watched it back on the YouTube later on, just to check, like I should have done before, I was like, oh dear, I left that bit in, and I shouldn't have left that bit in. So just erase it from your memories, guys, because I don't normally swear like that, honestly. Right, brew's getting cold, work isn't getting done, and my knees and ankles are killing me. I better do something about it. Okay, let's get on. Right, these little brackets, the 4 brackets that are falling off already before I've even done anything, I thought I'd use the old super glue, well, not super glue, welding glue. Welding glue. I don't know what amperage it puts out, but from what I've used so far, I've got to say, it is the strongest glue I have ever used, and I don't say that lightly. And this, yes, is from Temu welding glue. It is super duper industrial strength glue that actually works. Right, having said that, bicarbonate of soda. Bicarbonate of soda from Wilko's that does no longer exist in Andover. Okay, so I have doused with welding glue. So let's now sprinkle the cocaine over the nostrils of life. So there we go. And yeah, as you can see, I have actually, thank you, Mr. Warning Sign. Now that is after I'd already given it some welding glue, so now I'm going to go back over. And another thing about this, you know, you get these sort of things, guys, don't you? You use it once, you take the cap off, you know, a month later to use it again, and the hole's blocked up, isn't it? No, not with this stuff. Look at that. Now I'm hoping that this welds much in the same way, and as it's 50 grams, you can actually play around with it a little bit because you have loads of it. So anyway, going back to the original argument, pattern stuff will never fit straight on. I don't know why. I think there's some sort of God somewhere that it's a law in the heavens that says no, that's way too easy to make something that just fits. Although we have the original measurements and things, we will still make it not fit enough that you pull your hair out. Give it a good dousing. This is like watching paint glue dry, isn't it, really? But there we are. All right, I'm going to pause you there and we'll come back in a tick. Okay, so I've been around and I've properly loaded up the cart and my finger. Probably been right round and done my best. So I mean, that is stony hard. It'll probably crack and break off when I start to try and bend it, but I've made the effort. Haven't I? So yeah, bicarbonate of soda, glue, drop the glue around, chuck some on, put one more glue on it and chuck some more on, and just make sure it's all soaked up. Could do with a bit more in there. It's a bit on the wet side, but I know that they're not going to fall off. Famous last words. And one more thing to do, guys, if you are doing this exact thing on your vehicle, the holes in the bumper which will accept these 4 screws, which aren't supplied, you need to find yourself some decent, about 1/2 inch dome screws, something like that, but obviously stainless if you can. Something is a stainless one there. But yeah, see if you can find, this isn't the right tip. I just got this out to sort of say, you know, get 4 out ready. So underneath, or in a minute, when I've got this onto the car, hopefully, onto the bumper, beg your pardon, you should be able to wind these 4 screws straight in to give you the extra bit of purchase, just to sort of bend it towards the bumper itself. Because once you've got those 4 clips in, once you bang them 4 clips in, yeah, righto, you have like 10 mil to tap either end to align these 4 holes up with the 4 holes on the bumper. Okay, so you'll have to literally tap that bit out, tap that, just to get it central. There's a lot of faff going on, isn't there? Then wang the screws in, obviously from the underside, in to pull that bracket down to hold that in. Right, well, I'm going to give that a good half an hour to do what it's got to do. So kids are going to be dropped off in the pool. Another brew on the way, I reckon. Perhaps a toasted cheese and onion sandwich. Sounds good to me. Bit of brown sauce. Drop ounces below, red or brown. Cheese and onion. Got to be brown, surely, all day long. Might catch in a minute. Well, nearly almost all the prep is done for the bumper. I have found, whilst looking in my many boxes for some self tappers to go into these 4 holes, I found some of these nice big skirt nuts, M10. So I put that in the vise and I ran the M10 tap through it because it was a bit scratchy, and there we go. So I've got these both ready to go. They can slip on quite nicely. Now, because the recess is rather deep, it's sort of spark plug size length sockets. Unfortunately, although they're both M10, that's 15 and that's a 16 mil socket. But I've got both ready in the back of the van with a massive hammer if I get off my tits. Right. It's always a good thing doing stuff like this if you have the old piece. That would be good, wouldn't it? Whoa. So luckily I do have the old piece, and it has the old reminiscent I'm going to fall off as soon as you look at me type thing going on there. But there we are. They're all prepped and ready, but you can see the difference. If I hold the camera up there, I can't see exactly what's going on there, but I'm sure you guys can see it, that touching in the middle, touching cloth or whatever, and there. So I've got to bring that in, don't I, somehow with the heat gun. These clips seem to be in the right place, there and there, so that's, you know, a start, isn't it, really? These all seem to be in the right place. This is the original 4041, so we know that's a genuine piece. It's quite a bit bigger than the aftermarket one, in that if you can actually put that over the replacement and look at it, it's a good 20 mil deeper, but you get what you pay for. 20 mil is 20 mil, ladies, isn't it? Right, going back to those 4 screws, I have many. When you're doing stuff like this, it's always good to never throw any nuts and bolts out. If they're completely mullered and there's no star, you know, to put your screwdriver in, or the flathead's all chewed and mullered away, fair enough, throw it in the bin. But if it's anywhere near usable, parts clean it. What's your rust treatment? Do all that kind of stuff to it if you want, and zinc coat them or whatever you want to do, but just don't throw them away. I throw stuff into little trays like this. That's like A2, thank you, like Audi A2 fixings, but because the car's going I no longer need any of this. And there are various things, and I came across these are stainless, and I have plucked out 4 to do the job, and they will do the job rather nicely. Now, I looked at those just then, but look at the size of those. They have got to be 8s. That's the shank 8s. They're 10s. They're 8s. So, and they are just the internal diameter of that thread is the external diameter of that thread, so that will bite rather nicely in there without splitting this plastic at the weakest point. All I remember is the depth. I don't want to be screwing these in and then having like a nice white dot. You know what I'm talking about, guys, on the reverse there, where the tip of the screw is trying to push its way through the bumper. So I will need a washer or 2 to go on there. Luckily, I have said things. I've got penny washers there. Trouble is, it's finding decent stainless washers, isn't it? I think these penny washers are pretty good. Yeah, if I put 2 on each side, should be straight with that, shouldn't we? Really, should be safe to proceed. Time you take into consideration the clearance of the steel. Yeah, that's spot on. That's spot on. Good, I'm happy with that. And they just need nipping up. They don't need to be raw armfuls of spanner, do they? Right, I've got the hot air gun ready. Poor old thing, still going. What a great piece of kit. I bought it years ago. Still going strong. You watch it, it'll go bang now and puff of smoke. Right, so I'm going to give this a bit of warmth treatment for about 5 minutes. Just gently, getting it a bit pliable so we can try and do that curly, swirly pirate ship effort like that one is. Because I really don't want to have to paint this and put this back on. It's you know, it looks like it was on the battlefield with King Harold. That's where the arrow went in, this one. Right, let me fanny around, see what we can do. Look, English weather, do one. You're not supposed to rain today. I appreciate the overcastness because it keeps the heat off. Anyway, a bit of good news is we have the trim piece in situ, and it's the same distance that end as it is that end, so it kind of looks really good. If you follow that line along there, we can see that the metal is actually bent. It's been flattened back that way. We follow it back this way, it's not too bad at all. So I need to get my rubber size 4 hammer on there and beat the living stuff out of it. Right, that really was not easy. I am raining myself. But yeah, the old washer trick has done the treat. I've knelt on. I started in the middle basically, got these the two tough ones in, and there's that one. And I think you saw by the photograph earlier, and there's that one there on the left hook. Just keeping those prongs pulled apart. This is getting ridiculous. Right, back in a bit. Honestly, you can't write this weather, can you? Look at it. Teeming it is, teeming. Right, so I need to really give these a hand by screwing down the 4 posts that I fixed earlier. Now, because it's a pattern part, nothing lines up. We've got one there, moving right. We've got one there, lovely. And then moving further right. Oh, look. It's in there. And let's go all the way back left to look at this left hand one, which is just about, you see it? Well, what I might do, you see, if I put a screw in at an angle, that's just going to rip everything out, isn't it? So I might just nip a little pilot hole through there, and See, that's not too bad, is it, that one? I might try him. Anyway, leave it with us. Let's do it as we go. Okay. Let's do it as we go, shall we? Keep pausing it. So we can hear that click when the plastic all splits apart. Together. Together! We want to be together! Well, I'm just nipping that up because I don't want to break that super duper glue thing I did earlier. What's going on here? Oh, for God's sake. Look at that. Oh, come on. Give us a break. Yes, I'm going to bodge it. Look at my sweaty hand and wrist. That's another thingy of it. You sweat profusely just whenever. You could have had a brew or something to eat. Oh, it is nipping. I don't want to. It's just giving that little bit of pinch, isn't it? Come on. Focus. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that one, but I might attempt this right hand one. Should we give it a go? No! Show no. Don't bodge it. Do it properly. Oh, let's give it a go. All the dog's having a fit outside because he wants to come in. Don't forget, we're not screwing down into a tube. We're screwing into a flap of plastic. So going in at an angle like this doesn't really affect it too much. Just pinch it up a little bit. You know what? I think that's done. Shall I give this a go? Shall I? Go on! Go for the max score. You watch it crack off and everyone go, "Hey! Bloody idiot." It's biting. Arr. That looks so tacky. It looks ridiculous. No, I am going to put a pilot hole in there. That's beyond bodge, isn't it? That's just sacrilegious, isn't it? Nah. Yeah, I've got enough room there for a little pilot hole. Right, so overall, it actually looks... Oh my God. Oh, back, legs, neck, arms, nose. Actually looks like a bumper, doesn't it now? So pattern parts gets you out of trouble if you're willing to put in the time to meddle around and funny around with it. Now that is ready after I've done that little screw to go on. Sit down for a brew. Hour lunch break, I think. What time are we? 20 to 1. Yeah, lunch break, give me time to catch my breath. Perhaps a bit of a kip. And then crack on from there. Just going to do a pilot hole before I forget about it. Alright, I'll catch you in a bit, guys. It's coming on. Right, it's done. Yes, I know it was on that side, but I flipped it around, you see. So yeah, it's done. Put pilot hole with old Jimmy the drill on the nice sofa. Now that Araldite I did to strengthen up one of these, whichever one it was. Oh, it's this one, isn't it? By the hole. Let's have a look. Look at that, beautiful. That isn't going anywhere. I'm even tempted now to fill up these recesses with these two prongs pushed apart, because I've got a feeling as soon as I remove these washers, ping, ping. So I might even give it a little bit of a heat gun treatment just to see if I can. I've already gone around the outside for about 5 minutes with the heat gun, just gently, just to make that unnatural bend more natural, just that pliability, just to reprogram the plastic, if you like, because you can reform is the word I'm looking for. Right, I think that's a win. When it stops raining, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly with that. But this bumper is going on the van today, whether it bloody likes it or not. Right, I've got to stop now because I'm way past my time limit. Right, catch you in a bit. Bling bling. Hi guys and girls. This is the final bit of the whatever I was doing to the van. I can't remember. Fog set in. I've had a bit of shit day today. Can't concentrate on anything, but I managed to get the bumper on with the aid of my beautiful assistant. So, and the only way, if you've got a tow bar fitted, guys, to your van, the only way you're going to get to those two holes, recessed holes with the, you know, when you get your nuts in there, is with a universal joint adapter, because you can't get the spanner the socket wrench straight in there. It has to be at an angle like so. But anyway, we got there in the end. Here is the final product. Where are we? Looks alright, doesn't it? Quite a pretty little thing. Got the blanking plate on there for the towing eye. End caps, they were a sod, but they're on now. They're fitted. Got some new badges. Let's get that again light off. That's better. We've got Ford there. We got the TD CI there to match the front one. Although the front one's, the CI is white, and I think the red is the top horsepower one, but we'll just pretend that that's what it is. New badges on there. Yeah, lots of things turned up from Posty today. The front badge, look at that. Now we've got a proper Ford badge on there, and I've put another line of the Go Faster carbon fibre tape just to cover up all the shit holes and everything, but that's on there quite nicely, and I think it looks rather jiffy. Yeah, there's a TDCI. I might just put my nail varnish on there and make that red as well. Right, I've installed a couple of lights in the back that will be in there eventually. Just been a shit day. I unlock the car, the van. This is what I've been doing this evening. See all that shite on the floor and all over the car. Van, sorry, beg your pardon. All this stuff that's absolutely everywhere. That was this horrible grip fill shite. It is now off all the way down from whence it came. So now I need to mask off the windscreen, put a duvet cover, sheety sort of thing over the door completely, mask this area right up, take this door seal off, and I need to mask all that up, and then primer, and then some white in there, and that should sort of make that look a bit better again. Then I can put the black seal on that was on there, the gutter seal. I don't want to buy a new one because they're 25 or 26 pound or something. It's a lot of money for what it is. Some things on these Fords, or on Fords generally, are well dirt cheap, like service parts, but other parts, body kit stuff and things like that, north, a long way north. So I've managed to, thing is, you saw the state that grip fill was in on that channel. Well, the rubber seal that was hanging off, literally every time you opened the door it was in your face, that had on as well. So it was a double whammy. So when I finished here a couple of days ago, I've had a day off because I've just not been brilliant, because I've been overdoing it as usual. Yeah, a couple of days ago I was scratching around out there, wasn't I, doing that in the evening, I think on the end of the last episode, I think it was. Yeah, so I went indoors, and then the seal was looking at me indoors, all these bits of rock hard chewing gum on there, so I sat and picked that off as well. Right, let's have a little look in the back, because we've got the interior lights on. So when we open up the back, we should have it nicely illuminated. Look at that. So we've got a strip there that we can on and off. If we turn that off and go around, we've got one way strip out. I find this, there's just a plug here. So I guess there must have been a wire for a lamp that used to probably go in there, in that little hole. Let's have a look. Where's the old one? This is rank, isn't it? Look at the state of this, look. Focus, you swine, look at it. Rusty. That actual, there was a cable on there, look, with a female Luca on there, and this one, it's just snapped off. That's where it was. Oh my god, I'm going to go over tits over tits. Yeah, that would have gone in there, that. Right, the old festoon lampies. I don't know, let's get some light on. Yeah, that is proper Crustyville, isn't it, in there? Ugh. 10 watts. I see. Yeah, that's doing nothing for nobody anymore, is it? So yeah, I mean, I bought a pack of 4 of these. I think they were £16 for a pack of 4. Only £1 in the bogs, lads, isn't they? But they come with like little metal brackets that you affix to woodwork, and then they sort of snap in to these 2 clips. So yeah, I think they're pretty jiffy. I think they're pretty cool. Obviously it's not going to be in there, but that's just as we are. And I mean, that's only 2. I think 4 would be, ouch, I think 4 would be overkill in there, but I mean, that pretty much illuminates it. I've got the sound deadening panels in place, really make a difference to all the tin work, and I've spared no expense on the ceiling. I ran out, actually ran out. So yeah, there we go. You can see, just been left in there. I need a really good early night tonight, and hopefully I'll be fit enough tomorrow to do a bit more. I've got to pace myself, haven't I, really? So oh yeah, something else that's turned up in the post is a big bag of anthracite, which is basically that colour, felt, sort of felt matte stuff you see in the back of campers. Howdy hi campers. So I don't know whether I'm going to board this and then felt it after insulating it, obviously, when that turns up, or I just don't know. I can't even think straight at the moment. So that is that. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this epic, let's call it an epic episode. I think we're on, what we're on now, episode, must be 3 now. I think it might be 3. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for liking, and if you haven't subscribed, would you kindly think about it, because it doesn't cost anything, and the amount of videos I put up, your phone's not going to be buzzing every 5 minutes, is it? Let's be honest. Anyway, it would really help the channel immensely if you could, I don't know, share on your van or engineering group or whatever. Just, you know, I need to get out there because I've got nothing coming in now. So I need to keep going. I need to sustain oneself and the dog, of course, and Caroline. Groovy baby. So all you're shouting out there, stop buying shit for your van. You'll save money. Oh dear. Right. Like I say, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. It makes, like I say, it makes a difference. And the algorithms pick up when your subscriptions start to shoot up. Yeah, and you sort of, I've been going along the runway. I've been taxiing on the runway now for 10 years. 10 years, pretty much. So I need to put the throttles forward now and try and do a Scooby-Doo and take off. Who knows? Might do, might not. Blip bloop below in the comments if I should change my format, you know, go with the picture on the front of the video, you know, oh, look what I shouldn't have done, so clickbait kind of picture. Do I, you know, is my, what do you think would make my this channel better? Like I say, is it all right as it is? Do you tune in just because it's a bit light-hearted stuff we do on this channel? And you know, it could be anything, couldn't it? Could be restoring an old football, or you know, Teasmade or something. Don't know. Anyway, I'm waffling. I need to go and get a brew and get myself medicated and get myself to bed because I'm burnt and I shouldn't have burnt myself out. I'm stupid. Well, take care. Big hugs to everybody and stay safe. Oh, all right.